Oh my goodness! Sit back on your seats because the news I'm going to break down will drop everybody's jaws and will spin everybody's head. The entertainment industry has been brought to a complete standstill as devastating news breaks about beloved reality television star Yandy Smith. Social media platforms are absolutely exploding with messages of concern and support as fans worldwide grapple with the shocking revelation that their favorite star is currently fighting for her life in intensive care. The situation inside the hospital has become so intense that even veteran medical professionals are struggling to maintain their professional composure in the face of this unprecedented crisis. Our exclusive inside sources have revealed that the atmosphere within those sterile hospital walls has become almost unbearable with tension. Everyone's asking the same questions. Was this sudden health emergency something that nobody could have predicted, or are there deeper, more troubling circumstances that led to this heart-wrenching situation? The whispers we're hearing from our sources suggest that what we're witnessing might just be scratching the surface of a much more complex and shocking story that was never meant to see the light of day. The scene inside that intensive care unit would shake even the most hardened souls to their core. Imagine the haunting symphony of medical equipment, the rhythmic beeping of sophisticated monitors blending with the gentle hum of multiple IV drips, all while hushed, urgent conversations between medical staff create an atmosphere of controlled panic. The typically vibrant and energetic Yandy Smith lies completely motionless, her usually radiant skin now taking on an alarming pallor against the harsh white of the hospital sheets. The transformation is so dramatic that even those who know her best have to take a second look to recognize the powerful woman who's touched countless lives through her work and presence. Mendeecees Harris, Yandy's devoted husband and partner, stands frozen in the doorway of the ICU room, his entire world visibly crumbling before his eyes. His hands tremble uncontrollably at his sides as he struggles to process the devastating sight before him. This is Yandy we're talking about, the unstoppable force of nature who's always been the backbone of their family, their rock, their constant source of strength and inspiration. Now she lies helpless and vulnerable, entangled in a complex maze of medical wires and tubes, with an oxygen mask obscuring her beautiful face. Her chest barely rises and falls beneath those crisp hospital sheets, each breath seeming more precious and uncertain than the last. The attending physician, a distinguished medical professional in his late 50s with eyes that reflect years of experience and current weariness, delivers news that sends shockwaves through the entire family. Her vitals are extremely unstable, he explains, his professional demeanor barely concealing his own confusion and growing concern. We're conducting every possible test, but we haven't been able to identify the underlying cause of her condition. The frustration in his voice becomes increasingly evident as he admits that while they've managed to rule out common culprits like heart attacks and strokes, something mysterious and aggressive continues to attack Yandy's body with relentless force. Mendeecees' reaction to this uncertainty is absolutely heartbreaking to witness. "You're supposed to know," he explodes, his voice cracking with a mixture of fear, anger, and desperation. "My wife is dying in there, and you're telling me you don't know why? How is that possible? You're doctors!" The raw pain in his words echoes through the hospital corridor, perfectly capturing the helplessness of watching a loved one suffer without any answers or solutions in sight. The situation takes an even more dramatic turn when Judy Harris, Mendeecees' mother, bursts into the ICU. The moment her eyes fall on Yandy's unconscious form, she lets out a gut-wrenching gasp that sends chills down the spines of everyone present. "Oh Jesus, no, no, no!" she cries out, her legs giving way beneath her as the full impact of the situation hits her. The scene becomes even more heart-wrenching as both mother and son grapple with the very real possibility of losing the woman who means everything to their family. But just when everyone thought the situation couldn't possibly become more intense, the medical equipment suddenly erupts in a chorus of urgent alarms. The previously controlled environment transforms into a scene of organized chaos as medical staff rush to Yandy's bedside. The situation becomes so critical that they're forced to put her on a ventilator, physically removing a distraught Mendeecees from the room as they fight desperately to stabilize her rapidly declining condition. As Yandy continues her battle for life, sources close to the family have begun coming forward with absolutely shocking revelations that were never meant to become public knowledge. These explosive details threaten to change everything we thought we knew about this situation. The whispers in the hospital corridors speak of untold stories and hidden truths that could potentially explain this sudden and devastating turn of events in ways nobody could have anticipated. Medical professionals remain completely baffled by the mysterious condition affecting the reality star. Every test result seems to bring more questions than answers, leaving the healthcare team scrambling to understand what's attacking Yandy's system with such ferocity. The uncertainty has created an atmosphere of mounting tension and fear, with family members desperately seeking answers while trying to maintain hope in the face of increasingly dire circumstances. But wait, because the drama in the entertainment world doesn't stop there. While Yandy fights for her life, another shocking story is unfolding that's leaving fans absolutely speechless. The seemingly unshakable marriage of hip-hop power couple Remy Ma and Papoose is crumbling before our very eyes, and the details are nothing short of scandalous. Picture this heart-wrenching scene. Remy Ma sitting alone in her luxurious living room, watching her world collapse one message at a time. Her phone keeps buzzing with an endless stream of notifications, each one more devastating than the last, as news breaks about her husband's apparent relationship with boxing champion Claressa Shields. The betrayal is so shocking that even hardened industry veterans can't believe what they're witnessing. Our exclusive sources reveal that Remy's discovery of the truth was absolutely devastating in its progression. It started with subtle signs that she initially tried to ignore. Papoose's increasingly distant behavior during their late-night calls, mysterious absences that seemed to multiply, and vague explanations that never quite added up to a complete picture. But nothing could have prepared her for the moment she read that explosive interview where Papoose openly discussed his growing bond with Claressa Shields. The interview that shattered Remy's heart couldn't have been more explicit in its revelations. Papoose, the man who had always proclaimed his undying loyalty to Remy, was quoted saying words that would forever change their relationship. "I've been spending a lot of time with Claressa. She's a wonderful woman, and we're seeing where this leads." The phrase, "seeing where this leads," hit Remy like a physical blow, sources say, leaving her questioning everything she thought she knew about their relationship and their supposed unbreakable bond. The blogging world exploded with the news, and notifications kept flooding Remy's phone. Did you see what's happening with Papoose and Claressa Shields? He just talked about it in an interview. Each message, each article, each social media post felt like another knife twisting in her heart, making the betrayal more real and more painful with every passing moment. The confrontation between Remy and Papoose was nothing short of explosive. When his call finally came through, the tension was so thick it could be cut with a knife. "You've been lying to me," Remy accused, her voice trembling with a mixture of rage and heartbreak that could be heard even through the phone. "Everything we've worked for, everything we've built together, was it all just a joke to you? Did none of it mean anything?" Papoose's response only served to pour salt on the already gaping wound. "This wasn't supposed to go public," he stammered, essentially confirming Remy's worst fears in the worst possible way. The fact that his primary concern was about keeping it secret rather than denying the relationship or fighting for their marriage spoke volumes about where his priorities truly lay. Sources close to Remy revealed that the conversation continued to spiral downward into even more emotional territory. "You want to talk?" Remy challenged him, her voice rising with each word as the pain transformed into anger. "You've been spending time with Claressa, getting close to her, and now you're out here confirming it to everyone? How dare you? How could you do this to us, to everything we've built?" The aftermath of this revelation has been absolutely devastating for Remy Ma. Friends say she's been obsessively going through all their recent interactions, seeing the signs she missed with painful clarity. Those late-night calls where Papoose seemed distracted, the weekends when he was mysteriously unavailable, the subtle changes in his behavior that she'd attributed to stress or work. It all makes sense now in the most heartbreaking way possible. What makes this betrayal even more painful is the rich history these two share. Papoose was famously devoted to Remy during her time away from the spotlight, standing by her side when others wouldn't even acknowledge her existence. He was her rock, her partner, her everything, the man who supposedly epitomized loyalty and dedication. Now, that same man is publicly praising another woman, speaking about their developing bond as if his marriage to Remy meant nothing more than a chapter to be closed. The final moments of their confrontation were absolutely gut-wrenching for everyone involved. "You've already lost me," Remy declared, her voice breaking with finality before disconnecting the call. Sources say she then threw her phone across the room with such force that it shattered before collapsing to her knees, overcome with emotion. The scene was heartbreaking to witness. One of hip-hop's strongest women, brought to her knees by betrayal from the one person she trusted most in this world. But here's the thing about Remy Ma. Even in her darkest moment, that inner strength that's defined her entire career began to shine through. As she knelt there on her living room floor, tears flowing freely, something shifted inside her. Those close to the situation say they could literally see the moment she decided that this betrayal would not be her ending. She might have lost the man she thought would be her forever, but she hadn't lost herself or her determination to survive and thrive. Friends who have spoken to her since the confrontation say she's already beginning to channel her pain into something more productive. Remy knows she's stronger than this situation, one close source reveals. She's already talking about rebuilding, about using this experience to become even stronger. That's just who she is. You can knock her down, but she always gets back up stronger than before. As these dramatic situations continue to unfold, the entertainment world watches with bated breath. Two of its most powerful women are facing battles that nobody saw coming. Yandy Smith fighting for her life in an intensive care unit, while Remy Ma fights to rebuild hers from the ashes of betrayal. The parallels between their situations are striking. Both women, known for their strength and resilience, now facing challenges that would break most people. The questions hanging in the air are absolutely explosive. Will Yandy pull through this mysterious illness that has doctors baffled? What are these family secrets that sources hint could explain everything? And what about Remy and Papoose? Can their marriage survive this public humiliation? Or is this truly the end of what many considered hip-hop's perfect love story? Only time will tell how these dramatic situations will resolve. But one thing's for certain, nothing will ever be the same for either of these powerful women. The entertainment world holds its collective breath as we await updates on both situations, and you can bet we'll be here to bring you every shocking detail as these stories continue to develop. Stay tuned, because something tells us this is just the beginning of even more dramatic revelations to come.